Hello everybody, welcome back to Time Machine Scale Models. Well, today's video is not at all what I wanted to bring to you. Most of you will know that I was attending the Detroit area Auto Modelers Motor City Madness 21 today, and the video that I was supposed to bring to you was some footage of that. My daughter was acting videographer today, and she was doing a really good job capturing all the happenings going on, and for some reason we lost the video. She had some really amazing video of some of the one-in-one cars that were on display, as well as all the contest cars on display and all the vendors on vendor row. And somehow all that footage just disappeared somehow, and I'm not sure how it happened. None of us are. But I've had kind of a rough day, and the best part of that day was the stash ads. So let's get on with it. You'll see the Dick Tracy Ford back there, and this is a kit that I've tried to find every opportunity to grab a hold of. I love this body style. I think you can do a whole lot with these, make awesome hot rods. And this one seems to be complete, although everything is off the parts trees. The only thing that I noticed that it's missing is the instructions. But the body is all there, all the chrome pieces are there, the glass is there, and it's all in good shape. So other than them being detached from the sprues, it's all there. So the next kit I want to show you, finally have my wrecker truck. Now I had looked at one of these a couple months back. We went to a toy show and a gentleman had one, and he was asking just a little bit too much. What I thought he was asking was a little too much, and it wasn't in very good shape either. This one is all intact, everything's there. The decal sheet is in really good condition. It's not yellowed at all, none of the decals are cracked, and everything is as it should be. So I finally got my Captain Hook wrecker. Now, I recognize that Revell released these not too long ago, their Trucks series. And just like anything else, you look at it and be like, okay, that'll be around forever, and you don't pick one up. Well, I don't see too many these days, and the ones that I do see are a little bit too expensive, and I don't want to pay that much for them. So this one wasn't all that bad. It was a pretty fair deal for it, and I'm happy I got it. So the next one, I love this kit. I built this kit a lot when I was a kid, and usually it was in its stock configuration, except for the center lines. I would always put the center lines on them, and I never built it any other way. And I've been wanting one of these again, you know, nostalgia or whatever it is, just like the Badman I told you guys about. But I do have the AMT 70 Chevelle, but this is my favorite 70 Chevelle right here. And I'll build an AMT eventually, and I'll end up building this one too. So parked right next to that 70 Chevelle was this 67 Chevelle. My wife pointed out to me. And I've never built a stock 67 Chevelle. I've always built the flip nose street machine version, and we've all got 10 of those 67 Pro Streets in our stash that we use for kit bashing, but I've never done a stock 67. This kit's all complete as well. It's all there, all the parts are bagged, everything's good on the inside. So this one goes back to what we were discussing about box art. I told you guys how much I admire Chip Foose and his artwork and his renderings of the cars that he builds. Well, I also love Cadillacs, so every time I see one of these Cadillacs built up, it just makes me want one even more. So when I got the opportunity today to get one, I picked it up. Speaking of Cadillacs, 59 Cadillac Eldorado hardtop. Now I've got the pink convertible 59 in my stash, and I've been planning on building that one for a really long time. Probably seems like 10 years now. And I've got the paint all picked out. I've been brainstorming about what I'm going to do to that thing forever. And for some reason, I just never pulled the trigger and get started on that thing. So it sits in my closet in its box, hibernating until I do get ready to build it. So now I have a hardtop version of one that'll sit in my closet. Picked up the 49 Merc. Every time I see one of these, and some of the paint schemes people come up with and some of the things they do with them, again, it's another one, and I'm just like, I gotta have it. But there was a gentleman that was offering me one, and the price that he wanted for it plus the shipping was a little bit more than I really wanted to pay. And I told him I was going to shows this weekend, and if I found one at the shows and the price was reasonable, I was probably going to pick one up at the show. And that's kind of what I did. And I probably got this for half of what I was going to pay for his with shipping. So I feel pretty good about that. So the next one, a friend of mine's been badgering me about building him a 1969 Firebird like he had back in high school. And I told him, Dave, I don't have a 69 in my stash. He said, well, find one. And I said, well, I don't know how hard it would be to find one, but I'll try to find you one. And I looked, and some of them were overpriced. You know, we all go through that same thing. Lots of things are overpriced. But I was able to find this one today for a reasonable price. And I texted him, and he said, cool. He said, let's start talking about planning and compensation. So I'll be building this one as a commission build for him. And last but not least, hold on to your hats. I got the California Drag combo. Nope, I didn't have to pay $70 for it. And nope, I didn't get it for $25 at Walmart either, unfortunately. I paid $45 for it, and I think that's more than fair considering that my local hobby shop wants $69.99 for it, and the other hobby shop wants $72.99 for it. And the fact that I've been to about 10 different counties with Walmarts, and they don't have this model kit. And if they had this model kit, I don't think that they would sell it for $24.99 or $19.95 or whatever everybody's getting them for. And I'm not disputing that they are getting them for that price, but the Walmarts here don't have this kit, and they probably would charge full price for it. So if you've got this kit and you pay $25.99 for it or whatever you paid for it, feel blessed, because I haven't been able to find it unless I was going to pay top dollar for it. So that's all I got for model kits, but I do want to tell you guys, I mean, the show is pretty good, and that was a blast. But we had some problems today, and it's been a rough day. Takes us 2 hours and 45 minutes to get to the Montcalm County Sports Complex and Expo Center, where they hold these model car shows on the other side of the state. And this morning we had no problems getting there, even though we drove through a couple whiteout conditions, and we just took our time and we did what we did. But on the way home we had some issues, and we were driving home, and the plans were we were going to stop and get an early dinner, and that's what we were going to do. And as we were getting off the exit, the car died on us. Well, I pulled it to the side of the road, and I was able to get it running again, and then it started making some really weird noises, and it sounded like a rod knock. So we drove to the place where we were having dinner, and we decided to park the car for a little while, let it cool down and everything, and maybe, our naivety or stupidity or wishful thinking, I don't know what it was. Well, maybe it'd be all right after we have some grub. When we came out, I fired the car up. It fired right up, but it was still making some noise. And we decided we were going to drive it as far as we could, try to get as close to home as we could possibly get. And everything was going well for a while, but we got about an hour outside of home, or where we live, and in the middle of the highway, the car just died. I mean, completely dead. Nothing. Deader than a doornail. And I got it over to the side of the highway as far as I could, and I had to, my wife, I should say, had to call roadside assistance. I had to call 911 to get a trooper out there because I just did not feel safe with the way that the cars were driving by. They were actually crossing a white line and hitting the rumble strips and getting really close to the car. And I just felt that if a state trooper was out there running his lights, they would move over per the law. And that's exactly what happened. That state trooper stayed with us. I mean, it was great, and I wish I would have got his name, but I failed to do so. And although he said he could only be there a short while, he actually stayed the whole time. You know, it took him 20 minutes to get there, but after that, he stayed there the whole time. He stayed there till the tow truck. And it probably took us a good hour, 45 minutes to get the tow truck there. And my nephew came out and picked us up, brought us home, and the tow truck driver took the car to our mechanic shop. So we've had a pretty rough day. And although most of you probably don't really care about my personal issues, I thank you for listening. I thank you for watching my channel. I thank you for giving me the thumbs up and the subs. And I just noticed today that I'm a little over 120 subs, and I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of your comments. And I hope you guys stick around and watch the channel grow. So like, subscribe, and share. Tell all your friends. And until next time, happy modeling.